Hey gamers, today we're going to look at the game Movie Buff. Let's check it out. To play Movie Buff's very simple. What you're going to do is you're going to draw 10 cards out of this giant deck of cards and give it to each player. And they're going to have all these sorts of lovely little cards to play. I'll talk about each one here. First off, someone can start by playing any one of these first 4 cards here. They can say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do a quote. And they can give a quote from a movie to say, lock the door and hope you don't have blasters. Okay, and then the next person plays one and says, that's a movie. That's Star Wars. And the next person goes, you know what? A role in Star Wars is Luke Skywalker. And then someone says, oh, you know, an actor in Star Wars was Carrie Fisher. Well, once you have all 4, one of each, you can end it and go to the next phase. You can pick another one. Let's say this person says another movie. So this one was Carrie Fisher. So they say, okay, I know another movie she was in, The Blues Brothers. And then it goes from there. You know, they try to connect it to the previous whatever the last card was played. Now, let's say that 3 of these have been played, but an actor hadn't. Well, you would have to keep playing role and quotes until someone could play that actor card and complete the whole scene. After that, and only after that, can you move on to a different movie or a different actor from that movie, you know, and kind of switch things up a little bit. And then, of course, they have these other cards where reverse angle is basically you go in the opposite way of where you were going, kind of like skips your turn. Take 5 skips your turn. If you don't have any other cards to play, you can play that. A cut means you just play it and it cuts out everything and you don't have to connect the movies anymore. And the next person to play one down, let's say they play this down, they say, okay, a roll. And they say Yoda because they are obsessed with Star Wars. Well, anyway, then it would go on to the next movie and you wouldn't have to connect to whatever's here. The only other card in the deck that they have is an edit card. An edit card will let you edit something. You can basically change the direction of a movie and edit. I don't know, you want to say, hey, look, I'm gonna skip this and say, okay, let's move on to a different movie or a different scene or a different actor, a different quote. And basically you just move it on to something else if you're not familiar with that movie. And of course, if you can't do anything, you're going to pull a card from the deck and add it to your hand just like an Uno. The winner is the person who gets rid of all their Movie Buff cards, and that's the game. Final thoughts, what do I think about Uno from movies? Because that's what this is. It's basically Uno from movies. That's all it is. I think a party group will probably like this. Maybe movie buffs will definitely like it. Other than that, it's a very light game. I don't think I can recommend it. Sadly, it's not for me. When we brought it out to, my wife got this because she really likes movies and she thought this would be a game she would like. Her whole family was kind of like, I don't know that movie or I don't know that quote. So if you're playing this with people who don't remember movies that well, and I'm actually one of them too, then they start naming movies that I'd never seen or I couldn't remember a quote or who played in it. So it just depends. You need to have it with the right group. Other than that, though, it's just a glorified version of Uno. But anyway, all right, gamers, that's all the time I have for now. Until next time, game on.